Reconciliation Social Work, a Sustainable Community Development. The purpose of this reading is to show the importance of social work amongst Indigenous communities. The important factors such as alcohol abuse, suicide, homelessness, and other mental health risk factors are outlined and explained in depth to show the severity and importance of these aspects in regards to Indigenous community development. The 16 principles for building a sustainable and harmonious world community are spoken about to give better insight on what factors contribute to which benefits in Indigenous communities. The 16 principles for building a sustainable and harmonious world community emerged from a 40-year-old process of reflection, consultation, and action within Indigenous communities across the Americas. They are rooted in the concerns of hundreds of Indigenous elders, spiritual leaders, and community members, as well as the best thinking of many non-Indigenous scholars. These types of approaches are usually called reconciliation social work. They call these in order to tie the potential for change directly to the need for better social work relations between Indigenous people and Canadians. In other words, the 16 principles provide an exclusive, ethical, and cultural intelligent framework when establishing collaborative partnerships with the goal of reconciling Canada and Indigenous communities as well. When it comes to talking about social work within Indigenous communities, social workers find it important to self-identify influences from their own cultural backgrounds that can strengthen their traditional worldviews and lead to reconciliation of different life ways as well as practices. In other words, social workers who acknowledge influences from their own cultural backgrounds feel more compelled and better able to relate to the possibility of transformation in their own. The chapter goes on to talk about reconciling problems with alcohol abuse and helping those with homelessness as well as other mental health issues. When it comes to reconciling and getting better and growing as an Indigenous community, social work is an important aspect and needs to be prominent within these types of communities. When it comes to tying everything together in regards to my family history and privileges as well as their needs, it is evident that these Indigenous communities that need assistance in social work do have a lot of relation within my family's history. For a little background information, I'm mixed with Jamaican, German, and Italian. My mother is Italian and my father is Jamaican and German. In regards to my father's side, when my father came to Canada, he was extremely discriminated against. When speaking about social work and mental health assistance back home in my father's country, this was a very big problem that has been going on in many communities in Jamaica. Many individuals in my father's home country had struggled with a variety of mental health illnesses as well as alcohol abuse problems. When speaking about social work and mental health and building communities back up to where they were, back home in Jamaica, where my father lived before he immigrated to Canada, it was very difficult for them to have access to individuals to help with mental health problems. Speaking on homelessness as well as alcohol addiction, that was a very prominent factor in his country back home. My viewpoint of the world at a young age had changed in regards to mental health and drug addiction. This allowed my family to be more well aware of underlying mental health issues that can be a large factor in someone's life if not treated properly. It is evident that because of all these risk factors that had taken place in my father's country that he brought back to Canada and into my family, now that he is no longer present, my eye has opened to another worldview. It was especially eye-opening when reading this chapter in the Indigenous textbook in regards to social work and mental health. Social work is an important aspect in mental health and regaining and rejuvenating a community to its best ability.